Hopefully the AC ain't really bothering y'all too much. So I'm back in. This will be this is part 2 to the digital journal. So I'll try to expound on it a little bit. I'll try to expound on it a little bit. Now, one thing, I got a lot of new topics that I wanted to cover. I'm talking about a whole bunch of new topics that I wanted to cover. You know what I'm saying? That I was writing down when I was at work. This steering wheel real hot. It's hot out. It's like 90 degrees right now, so I don't know what he's doing, but these folks, I'm telling you, they just like driving in the other. They like driving in the other, in the other side of the road rather than focusing on. Anyway, so some of the things that I was talking about today, and it kind of pertained to what I saw today. Now, y'all know I come from mainly the app support, infrastructure support, and lately, the last year or so, really APIs. A lot of API support, things of that nature. But I don't need to be walking in the street. These folks are crazy. A lot of the API support that I did. So the things temporarily I'm doing right now, it's much below my skill set. A lot of the people that I work with, I can tell my skill set is a lot higher. So this is just in the interim. You know what I'm saying? Until I find something that's more so my speed. So what you could do is, like I say, start talking to people that are in the skill set that you're in, or in the skill set above what you're in. I noticed that, and sometimes they'll do this when you're contracting stuff, especially in the realm of things that I'm doing right now, is they'll try to find you little, I call it tidbit. They used to call it busy work. I call it a little tidbit work. Basically, there's really not too much to do, so they'll just have you do other stuff that other people are doing or something like that. So now, remember what I was telling y'all the other day that it happened, where they were belly aching about, well, we don't have this and we don't have that. And so I said, and there was a brother that had really been looking out for me and stuff like that. And he was like, listen, man, let's try to get you on a different floor. So I told him, I said, man, I've been meeting different people and things of that nature to try to see if I could try to make that happen. And I said, all the meanwhile, I said, what I'm going to do is I'll be looking at other applications. Now, a lot of stuff been kind of falling in my lap. For example, like this one brother that said he was a business analyst. I just found him a position in Maple Grove through TCS. Now, remember, I gave y'all that deep dive on TCS. So I'm gonna break it down even further before I get this uploaded for you guys, and I'm gonna send this to him so he can kind of know what I'm talking about. So now, TCS, as I was explaining to him earlier today, stands for Tata. Tata is an Indian-based company that's a managed service company. So what they do is they'll hire you, or for example, they may not hire you on permanently, but they'll hire you on a contract. And what I was telling him is, it's best for him to contract long-term with Tata rather than go perm with Tata. Because once you work permanent, they gonna try to shaft you on some of the rates unless it's a high-level DevOps position or something like that. They're gonna try to give you, a way cheaper price than what you ought to be getting. So what you want to do is go ahead and contract with them, because you can contract as long as you please. Now he was thinking like, now this position is more of like a desktop position. And I said, okay, I've been over there before. This is with Boston Scientific. I also worked over at Cargill over there before. I had some pretty good experiences over there at Cargill. So now this one is in Maple Grove, so it's probably DRC or Boston Scientific. I think it's Boston Scientific. Now remember, I gave y'all the story. I can't work at TCS again, so I can just tell y'all what I can just go ahead and give y'all the story. There was a BA Bob that was giving folks a whole lot of trouble and stuff like that. And if you go back and look at that TCS, I'm gonna link it to this here. But if you go back and look at that TCS story that I was talking about, basically what this dude ends up doing is he starts ostracizing a lot of the people at work or whatever. I was vocal about it, so it kind of got me in a little hot water. They had this tap dancing Sambo that they had spying on me during that time, and that didn't really work out. They ended up having to cut me, and they had to keep paying me because they had signed a contract with the major corporation. But I couldn't get back in after that because they said you were a permanent hire. I was also involved in a huge global federal lawsuit because what they ended up doing was they were only hiring quote unquote Asians. It's an Indian company, but that's technically Asia Pacific. You see what I'm saying? So I was going to tell the young brother, I'm going to send him this video. So brother Abdi, listen, they're going to go about 28 an hour. Don't really argue with the price. Go ahead and take it. Get in there and just contract it out. And you could either apply internally after so much time or whatever the case may be, or just go ahead and just keep on contracting out with them and see if TCS could put you on another project. That way you get a wide array, because I see he had a couple, maybe a year or so, help desk, and went straight into business analysis. So he wants to do tech support. Now I'm going to tell him there's more money in business analysis. So you could come back to that later if you want. But I'm telling you, as a BSA or doing business analysis, I've done BSA, there's much more money in being a business analyst. So I recommend you to go over there, learn the infrastructure by supporting it, and try to get a position over there as a business analyst, because you got the 1 year and you got about 1 year or so of business analysis experience. So I think you should go in there, get the infrastructure experience. They're asking because you got the help desk experience, so you have the backbone. Go in there, get that experience, and apply as a BA. So you go ahead and make $130,000 a year, bro. Go ahead and get that 110 to, because that's the new minimum wage here in Minnesota. So yeah, the agency is gonna write you the check. Just in case you didn't contract before, the agency is gonna write you the check. TCS is contracted from Boston Scientific or whatever the client it is. This is in Maple Grove. A lot of them recruiters, they don't know the difference. They don't know like how we are. We in Minnesota. Minneapolis and Maple Grove is not the same. Technically it is. It's Hennepin County, but Maple Grove is 10, 15 miles away from Minneapolis. But far as they're concerned, oh, that's Hennepin County, that's Minneapolis. So they're gonna say Minneapolis. There's two sites. In Maple Grove, if they haven't already moved it, there's a Boston Scientific in Maple Grove, and there's one in Arden Hills. They are real funny style out in Arden Hills, but they're gonna be, you know, that's why I told you it was the sloppy desktop dude that was giving us a hard time. He was based out in Maple Grove, and he had to come in to train us. But if you go back and look at my stories and where I talk about TCS on the things that they were doing and the way they were talking to us, and I just wasn't having it, that was going on out in Arden Hills. Don't worry about it. Go in there, get your bread. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be learning things they said about like RSA tokens and all the stuff you've been doing with your help desk position. So I'm going to upload this for you. Go ahead and make sure if you could, make total availability for your interviews. Things are getting extremely competitive right now. Y'all got to be on top of it. When I send you something, get on it. Do not wait. Take the interview. Go in there, give them a good interview, see if you can get in there. Because you may not even meet directly with the hiring manager right then and there. It might be with TCS first. It could be. And then they're just going to talk you up. It's going to be a very short interview. It's not going to be long because you're not a permanent hire. You're going through TCS. So it's the agency, TCS, and then the client. So Now, see if they can get you on 1099. It's $28 an hour. Go ahead and get an LLC. See if they can get you in on 1099 for 36 an hour. Say that. Sometimes they like that because they don't want to pay no benefits. And then go get your own damn benefits and get your LLC. Go ahead and get QuickBooks for $5 a month. Get your LLC down there at the state of Minnesota for $120. Get you a logo, trademark it, and send them over 1099 corp to corp. And see if you could get $37 1099. And then you pay for your own medical and everything else. Set up your own 401k program. I could direct you on doing that. A lot of people think, well, you know, I work at a corporation. I don't get 401k. Yes, you can. You can set up your own 401k through your 1099. Yes, sir. You absolutely can. I'll send you over to all the stuff. You got to be serious now. But yeah, if you go ahead and do that, I'll send you the information. So, but I was kind of doing this in reverse. I wouldn't say he's necessarily above the skill set for this. You want to do tech support, this will be good for you. You know what I'm saying? If you could do help desk, or you could do this with your eyes closed right here. You're just going to be supporting a lot of salespeople and everything. So I'll send you this video, brother, in a minute. Make sure you let me know, and we'll do the follow-up.